Hey, good morning, folks. Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa with FarmerWeather.com and the Saginaw Bay weather forecast brought to you by Frank's Great Outdoors. Cold, cold, cold is the way it's going to be. Not a whole lot of snow on Saginaw Bay, but we're just the main theme is we're continuing the extremely cold situation with now it looks like the above freezing temperatures are getting squeezed off a little bit. So we're talking maybe 24 hours just above freezing on the bay. Here's the radar forecast. And overnight tonight, this is 3, 4, 5. This is 7 tomorrow morning. So we get some snow showers all day tomorrow, off and on, nothing substantial. Looks like about an inch here. West side of the state, about 2 to 4 inches. All right, interesting things in weather as we look to be transitioning to a more stormy winter pattern as we head toward the last part of January and into February. So here is our upper air flow, and there's your polar vortex. This is Saturday, this is Sunday. So there's one lobe of the polar vortex, and there is the polar vortex right there over Hudson Bay, continuing to circulate down very cold air. This doesn't come from Western Canada. This comes actually from Siberia across the North Pole and into us, and it doesn't barrel, all the way south to the Gulf Coast, but we're going to be way in it. Now, we get to January 25th and 26th and 27th, starting to ease out of Arctic air back to teens and 20s, but we're also starting to see the storm systems drop down in the southwestern part of the country. Look at that. That's Monday, January 28th. A flow like that, I would say Michigan is heading into a stormy pattern where every 3 or 4 days you could get a statewide type snowstorm. That's when your snowmobiling gets really nice. So here's our snow for Wednesday night, Thursday. Remember, we can look at the big picture. I keep the isobars on there so that you know that when you see a lot of those black squiggly lines, it's windy. Remember, my rule of thumb is a 5-mile-an-hour gust for every black squiggly line. So you just look at that on Friday, early afternoon, and you say, that is a very strong southwesterly wind. We'll look at it a little closer here in just a second. So there's the moisture, tries to sneak in Saturday morning, and then the Arctic front is through, and we are on the north winds and turning colder. And, that's Monday, Arctic northwesterly winds. And we're just going to continue the wind pattern. It looks like toward the end of next week we could get some lighter winds, but we're going to continue it because we are in a stormy pattern. Oh, and just for fun, like I said, this is the surface forecast as we get out toward the end of January. This storm misses, but that's pretty far out. But that's the kind of storm that if it shifts 100 or 200 miles north, is a good solid, 6 to 10 inch snow. And then there's another one. And that's the kind of pattern that I anticipate we'll get into last week of January, first couple of weeks of February. What would it take for a mega snow? It would take a blocking high pressure system up around Greenland to put the halts on a storm system, and instead of making it a 6 to 12 hour snow, making it a 1 or 2 day type snow. Here's a little closer look. There's your Thursday morning. Not extremely windy, but not calm either. So Thursday, there you go. This is Friday morning. Maybe right at sunrise, pretty tolerable, but the wind's turning to the southwest and picking up, dangerous wind direction. And then Saturday morning, as the front comes through, we generally see a lighter wind, but then we're at a north wind by early afternoon. Again, we go back just as a learning lesson. We go back here and Friday afternoon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 isobars. General rule of thumb, 5-mile-an-hour gust for every isobar. So you're talking 30-mile-an-hour gusts Friday afternoon. And then we go through, and next week is Arctic. How Arctic? Okay. Thursday, tomorrow, we get to about 31. Look at Friday, kind of killed off on the up to 35, which is a sign that the cold and the ice now are forming and the snow is on the ground, and we have more of a hard time warming up to expectations. This is Saturday morning, early before the Arctic front comes through, and then Sunday, highs only in the teens. Monday, highs only in the single digits. Tuesday, in the single digits. Wednesday, back to the teens and 20s. Thursday, in the 20s. There's maybe a hope of a 32-degree day somewhere out there. And then it looks like another deep freeze, which would make sense as these storm systems come on by in late January. There's still a reservoir of Arctic cold that is built on this side of the globe, and it would pull those down, and it would keep you building ice, I would say, into mid-February. Low temperatures. Low temperatures Sunday, single digits. Monday, I'm going to call it 5, 0 to 5 below. Tuesday, I would say it's probably -5 to -15. Wednesday, single digits. So you got a whole lot of ice building weather coming up. Now you just got to kind of pick where's a tolerable time to get out there. Kind of swing the other way. Do you want to get out in the wind and cold? All right, there's your Saginaw Bay weather forecast brought to you by Frank's Great Outdoors in Linwood. And I'm meteorologist Mark Torregrossa.